It's 11:16 on the 9th of November, and I'm uploading into my documentary Sad Sign of the Times with regard to a few concerns and queries I have about people in my proximity that are breaking the law, that are offending the law, and that are not legally within remit. Now, I'm aware that there's a lot been fabricated in these circumstances that are of fallacy and falsehoods and failings to conceal the failings that have been occurring. I'm aware of all of that there has been a lot fabricated. That's defamation and false reporting of this person, Maria McElligott. Common law doesn't function with me, and there are people that have been of false reporting and exacerbatory offences to assist Tusla Child and Family Agency in their evasion of their duties and responsibilities to the child they are responsible for harming with their unlawful care orders. So Tusla Child and Family Agency have caused quite a big problem. There's also the issue of these people in this community, in my proximity, that are also on my properties, that have been of developments with legislation within this community that has assaulted my spiritual light body. I'm an avatar, and they have damaged nature and wildlife, and the local authorities are aware of the enterprising circumstances that have been occurring since the assault against my avatar light body commenced around 2016 with computer aided design, excuse me. I'm aware of the culprits. They're running from their problems. They're running from all their offences. They're running from their debts. In the meantime, I'm tolerating the impoverishment initiative, and I own 600 plus acres of land, and I'm a qualified educator. So I'm really curious about why, how, where, when these people think they're going to continue running from their problems. It's hilarious, really. I'm highly amused because there are people taking credit for work that isn't theirs, and there are people taking ownership of properties and circumstances that they haven't earned or that they don't own and that they've damaged and disrespected. So it's a bit, baffling, but this is what I'm confronted. This is what I'm confronted with. But however, the debt, the mountain of debt in Kilflynn is on the increase with every offence I tolerate, and unfortunately, it gives me awful displeasure and awful disappointment that there are people in my proximity right now that are still causing offence to my good name, character, and reputation, and that are putting the recovery that I and my work and my achievements and my accomplishments, they're putting all of that in jeopardy. So I don't know if people are thinking properly anymore. It gives me awful disappointment. So those people that have refused to address these problems and that couldn't work with proper, mature, responsible, professional solutions, I'm concerned for your futures. It's not ever safe offending an innocent woman, an innocent mother that you're living off the back of. You're living off my wealth and my work, and you're living off my land. So there's a problem with people being ignorant and rude. We know this. As for professional etiquette, that's not been acknowledged. I've concerns for your courtesies. So those people that are slandering my name and that have jeopardised my child's upbringing and that are violating my privacy, property and proximity rights, I'd like to remind you of the cost of your damages, harms and losses to my life since 2006 and again since 2017. So I'd like to remind the guards of the future of their children and how important it is to respect all women and children. We know where we came from. We know how we came into the world. We know, mothers, you can't beat them. So my child is without his mother, and I'm smiling for the simple reason that I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. So the guards and the government that have obligations to my child and I, that are facilitating fraud on my land and farms in Ardfart and Kilflynn, please be careful. My McElligott ancestors back to the 1800s were always hard working, honest, lovely people, and we really don't condone land grabbing. Do you know what I mean? So you might put your priorities properly with the property owners rather than working with the intimidation or mongers, they're called, living off other people's wealth and work. That's called, what it is. It's old Irish, you know what it is. So for those people that are new to my property, that's the lay of the land. That's the law of the land. So that's my update. I'm being offended. I'm being offended with exacerbatory offences. So I'm quite annoyed. I'm quite disgusted, and it gives me awful disappointment to say that the Kingdom of Kerry, they used to call it, is being brought into disrepute. And I'm of crime prevention, and I've addressed a few fraud issues. So the state debt hasn't been paid to my good name, character, reputation, and there's a lack of courage and bravery. So Tusla might be careful about whose children they're offending, and you might be careful about whose property you're trespassing on as well, and you might be careful about whose name you're defaming, etc. So that's my upload for now. It's a sad sign of the times.